Hey, what's happening, family? Adrian back with my second video of today. I wanted to drop as much content as I can for you guys. Like I said, I value your time. I appreciate all your energy and all of the feedback that you give on the channel. So I want to give all of me and all of my every minute of my time that I can give you guys. I want to be here for you. I want to help you guys heal, and I want to give you guys shortcuts to healing faster, for especially for you guys that are brand new to learning that you have been dealing with a narcissist and all of that kind of stuff. So if you are new here, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and hit the notification bell so you can get all of my new videos that's coming out. But basically here on this channel, we discuss narcissism and narcissistic abuse. I give a lot of personal stories from my situation just to help you guys kind of see, because a lot of time I feel like a lot of channels throw out the terms, but they don't give you examples of how the terms actually look like gaslighting. So I give examples of how I was being gaslit in, my situation, or, triangulation, which actually that's what this video is about. This video, the topic of this video is about positive triangulation. So most of the time when we hear about triangulation, we hear about being triangulated with the new supply. So, or a new supply, either old supply or new supply or whatever the case may be. But we hear about triangulation usually in the intimate partner situation, which is very much understandable. But when you're dealing with narcissists, they use triangulation with just about everybody. So this video is going to be titled Positive Triangulation. And the reason that I'm going to title it that is because, like I said, most of the time we hear about triangulation in the form of you being triangulated against another person for whatever the case, for whatever reason. Like, if the narcissist usually uses that tactic to make you jealous and make both parties fight harder to gain the attention and the affection of the narcissist. So it's a good tool, I guess, for them to use to get both parties to engage and, chase them. And so that's how we normally hear about triangulation, but I experienced it from a different angle. And what I mean by positive triangulation is, like, let's say, for instance, the narcissist has a child, and the narcissist knows that you want to be, you're the type of person that you grew up pretty rough, so you understand the need for a father figure to be in a child's life. And the narcissist has a child, and that child's father could very well be in the picture and all of that kind of stuff. But what ends up happening is the narcissist will play on the fact that you have an empathetic nature to where you want to nurture this child, like, especially if you have gone through, which most of us have as empaths, we have gone through a lot of childhood traumas and things like that. So if we have, the narcissist plays on that. The narcissist, first of all, reads you and understands that you do have these holes and you have these wounds that haven't been healed, and they play on that. And in my situation, I can honestly say that the narcissist was triangulating me with her first child. This is before I actually had a child with her, but the narcissist was actually triangulating me with her first child years before. Like, I probably met the young man when he was about 4, maybe 4 or 5, and he's like 12 or 13 now. So what it looked like is basically she would bring him around anytime that we had any type of engagement, especially at the very, very beginning. She would like come to my job and bring me dinner and all of that kind of stuff. And she would bring her son with her. And of course, me being number one empathic, but then on the flip side, the experiences that I had in my own personal life, I was very compassionate to the young man. I understood not having a strong male father figure and all of that kind of stuff. Even though my father was in my life, y'all. Like I had my father, but my father had certain addictions, which we'll get into all of that later. But a lot of the addictions probably is what kind of groomed me to be a prime candidate for the narcissist to attack me in the first place, because I had to learn how to accept a lot of stuff. When you have a parent that's addicted to a narcotic in any type of way, it's going to be certain things that come along with that, and a lot of what comes along with that is accepting toxicity and toxic behavior. So what you have to realize is, like I said, when you have a parent, and when you're a young child and you have a parent that is doing things that is harming you, but you aren't able to speak up for yourself, or they're not allowing you to speak up for yourself, or even if they're allowing you to speak up for yourself, when you do speak up, nothing's actually happening. There's no actual changes. There's no validation of your feelings, that kind of thing. It'll set you up for accepting toxic behavior in the future. So that's how a lot of us get caught up with the narcissist in the first place. But yeah, I went on to a whole nother tangent, y'all. But basically, the positive triangulation is, like I said, she would bring her first son around all the time. Now, this served several different ways. It served her purpose. It served her mission in several different ways. Number one, it showed me that she was a good parent, or at least that was the presentation that she was presenting. So, of course, if her son is always with her and things like that, I'm thinking from the standpoint of, wow, she's an amazing parent. Like, even though, she's still trying to court me, but she's also, taking care of her son and all of that kind of stuff. So again, manipulating yourself into thinking that something is good that really isn't at all. So, yeah, she basically made it seem like she was very active and involved in the child's life, and that, she also made me feel like I was special enough to meet her child. So these are some of the things that you got to look out for. Like, they will get you to lower your guards because they will make you feel like you are important to meet your child, or whatever the case may be, not knowing that they've introduced their child to everybody in the harem closet. The child, listen, okay, my son right now, he's only 1 year old, and he has a habit of, he walks in the house and he's 1 year old, a baby. He's barely, he's saying words, but he's definitely not forming full sentences or anything like that. He's extremely bright. He's counting from 1 to 10 and all of that kind of stuff. But one thing about him is, from maybe 8 or 9 months old, he had this habit of coming in and he would shh, shh, shh. And I would, so originally I thought it was from the Wheels on the Bus, the Wheels on the Bus song. And the song where, I think they say the wipers on the bus go swish, 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 or whatever. I thought originally that's what he was doing, and I thought that he was doing that from, just watching nursery rhymes and all of that kind of stuff. So as time went on, I started looking at his body language though, and every single time that he did it, he put his finger up to his mouth and he would shh, 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 shh. And it would just, he would randomly do it. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, wow, is she teaching him? And one day, the older brother, the child that I'm talking about in the triangulation video, the older son, he came and he brought my son to me. He was, she had him actually do the exchange. So she sat in the car while she had her older son bring my son out the car to me. And as we're doing the exchange, my son did the shh, shh, shh. And when he did that, his older brother looked at him and was like, yeah, AJ, yeah, shh, shh, shh. And so now I'm like, okay, so now I'm realizing that narcissists are teaching their children to keep secrets and all of that kind of stuff. So now I can see that she is grooming my son already he's only 1 year old, but she's grooming him to, keep her secrets and all of that kind of stuff for her. And she's already gotten the older son to keep secrets and lie for her and all of that kind of stuff. So now I'm starting to really see how children are groomed to be narcissists or to have narcissistic traits, because the parents are making it okay. They're like she's literally teaching my child how to be secretive and keep secrets, and she's teaching the older son the same thing, and she's also teaching him how to lie. And I don't know if you guys remember in a few videos back where she actually had her older son lie about my younger son, about my son being kidnapped and carjacked and some more stuff. I'll give you guys that full story another time. I've talked about it bits and pieces, in a lot of other videos, so you guys can go back and see some of those videos. But yeah, so basically, like I said, this video was about positive triangulation. So a narcissist will use positive situations to, gain your attention or gain your trust or something like that as well. And another thing I noticed is not only did she do it with her child, the first child, this is way before my son was born, but she triangulated me with her child to get me to, open up to him and be, I guess, more receptive to him, because she knew that I had a soft spot in my heart for children that have gone through abuse and children that have gone through a lot of trauma and drama and pain and all of that kind of stuff. And because number one, kids didn't ask to be here. And then number two, it's our job as parents to do our best to protect our children from going through these things. And I feel like when I see a child that's hurting, especially a young man, because I can relate to being that hurt young man, I want to give him my guidance and my experience and all of that kind of stuff. And I think that she saw that in me, and she saw that that was something that I naturally did. And because she saw that in me, she used that, and then she exploited the relationship between her older son and myself. And basically she used, when she wanted to get closer to me, she used him. And not only did she use him for that reason, you got to also realize, what if a person is completely psychopathic, if a person is they know they have mental illnesses, and they know they are not a normal, upstanding citizen and all of that kind of stuff. having a child and presenting your child to the public makes you look as normal as possible, especially if your child is handsome and smart and funny and charismatic already. It's going to make you look like a certain type of parent. So she used the children to basically stamp her status or gain status to say, well, obviously I'm a good parent because I have good kids, and she can use the children to make herself look absolutely normal, because who's thinking that a person with these beautiful kids and the kids are, like I said, the kids are very well mannered and very well spoken and things like that. So it's like, when you present that situation to any target, whether it's the new supply, the old supply, they're gonna believe what they see, and that's how narcissists get you. A lot of times is getting you to believe what you see instead of actually seeing the fruits that's gonna bear from whatever action that they're doing at that time. So yeah, they will definitely use positive triangulation in that manner. They will triangulate you with family members. Again, like I said, it's not just with the children. They will, if you have a bond with some of their friends or family members. This is another thing that I noticed, okay? They will have a certain group of friends that they praise you in front of, and then they have the separate group of friends that they abuse you in front of. So those that praise you, the friends that they are praising you in front of, they don't know that this person is a narcissist. They don't know about the evil stuff that they've done and all of that kind of stuff. So a narcissist will compartmentalize and have a certain group of friends to bring you around that's going to be fun and loving and all of that kind of stuff, and they're going to bring you in, and they're going to make you feel welcome and all of that kind of stuff. But then when they are ready for the cycle of abuse to kick in, then they will bring you around the ones that know them the closest. They will bring you around their family and friends that know them and that have seen them with the mask off. So that first set of friends that I was around, they have never seen her with the mask off. If I were to go back to them and tell them some of the stories, they wouldn't believe the half. But the second set of friends, they already know her. They've already seen her with her mask off. They already have seen her at her worst. And their job is to protect the lie, protect the narrative, basically. So, I just wanted to drop that video real quick so you guys will understand that triangulation doesn't always come in a negative form. Sometimes they will triangulate you in a positive way to get you hooked onto, whatever loved one that they're trying to get you hooked onto. So, like I said, if you have a soft heart for kids or something like that, they're going to introduce you to their kids. If you have a outgoing nature and you're and they have friends with the same outgoing nature, they're going to introduce you to those friends. If they know that you have certain habits that you like to do or whatever the case may be, and they have a set of friends that have those same habits or whatever the case may be, they will make sure that you guys are friends or whatever the case may be, so that they can utilize that relationship to gain more control in the situation over you. So they will use, everything in their environment. They're constantly leveraging everything in their environment to get the best possible outcome for themselves. And like I said, they will use the children. I mean, like I said, she had been triangulating me with her first child probably since he was about 3 or 4 years old. Like he was a little guy when I first, when he first started coming around, and she started bringing him to my job and all of that kind of stuff. She would actually have him in the back seat, and I would come out for my lunch break and sit in the car and talk with her, and I would get to know the son and all of that kind of stuff. So she used that against me, knowing that I didn't have children, number one, and that I had a big heart for children, especially children that didn't have their fathers in their lives. So she knew that, and she used that to show me or to present herself, number one, as a wonderful mother and an active in-house, you know, not necessarily in-house, but a very active mother, which I found out later she's the total opposite from that. She doesn't, every weekend she finds somewhere to drop the kids off. Now, I'm gonna do a separate video on that because I feel like that topic needs to be addressed in a separate video, y'all. So salute to the family. I love you guys. I appreciate each and every last one of you guys for being here. Much love to the family. If you guys are new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I talk about narcissism, narcissistic abuse on this channel, and we are just going to continue to roll and continue to grow, man. I hope that you guys, you know, find value in my videos, and I hope it resonates with you guys, and I hope that I can help you guys heal a lot faster. So salute to the entire family, man. Love you guys.